All right, let's talk about Five Dolls for an August Moon. Weird title. Directed by Mario Bava, which came out in 1970, the same year that he did Hatchet for the Honeymoon. Another interesting title film. And yeah, this is a patron request for Jeannette, and this was a first time watch. And this is probably my least favorite Bava film. Now, in case you're unfamiliar with this movie and you have no idea what it's about, it is a murder mystery set on an island, and there's just one house on this island, it seems. It's just a group of like investors and this professor who has created this formula and they want to buy it from him. And then this professor gets shot and killed, and now there's a killer amongst them, and all these investors brought their wives with them. So they're all stuck on this island with a killer trying to figure out which one of them is the killer. So the positives for Five Dolls for an August Moon. What is that title referring to? Five dolls. There's no dolls in the movie unless it's referring to the five women. Are there five women or six? Like, I don't know. There's a lot of beautiful women in the movie, but I lost count. Is that what the title is? Does the movie take place in August? Like, what does this title mean? um, for an August moon, but whatever. I like the setting on the island. That it's very isolated. There's no way to get help. The boat gets destroyed, and the radio's bad. There's no signal. This is a good setting for a murder mystery. I like how it's set up. And like I said, the women in this are very beautiful, very stunning. You got the beautiful Edwige Fenech, however you say her name, this Italian actress who's done lots of Italian like giallo films from the early 70s. She's in here, and you get to see her partially nude, like for a little bit. I thought the movie had some good atmosphere, and the interior sets of this mansion on this beach looked pretty beautiful. It has Bava's style, his thumbprint, all over it. And the end reveal was unexpected. I can't go into it now, but I was just like, oh, that's kind of cool. I wasn't expecting that. Now, getting into what I don't like about the movie is I thought the first act of this film was just incredibly slow. I just kept checking the time bar in the first 30 minutes. It was just going at a snail's pace. And then once the killing starts, it just flies by. It's just kill, 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 all off camera. There's like hardly any blood in the movie at all. There's no gore, no memorable kills, no like suspense. There's hardly any tension in the film. And I honestly just didn't find the mystery of who the second killer is to be intriguing. I just didn't find myself excited to figure out who it was. I just didn't really care. And I say second killer because you see who one of the killers is in the middle of the movie. We see one character shoot another, but then all the other characters are getting whacked off camera, and so you're like, all right, who's killing these people? But it's like I just wasn't really invested in the story. I didn't really care. These characters were all unlikable, just very thin. Just didn't care about any of them. I hated the music in this movie. It's like very loud, organ, like church music. I don't know, it just sounded bad in moments. It was really just getting on my nerves. And I found it really weird how calm everyone was after the first two murders. There wasn't a lot of like paranoia and fear and a lot of tension between these characters. And like, it's just like, all right, yeah, one or two people are dead now. Let's just continue with our day. Let's drink. Let's continue, our day and have sex and just go out on the beach. Like, they hardly even try to escape. It's like they see the boat destroyed right after like the first murder, and it's like, all right, well, I guess that's it. We're just gonna stick around until we're all dead. So final thoughts, I just thought this was an underwhelming murder mystery that lacked in suspense and good tension between these characters. It just needed improved dialogue and more intrigue. It just needed to be more captivating and get me really invested in the story and make me like at least one of these characters. I don't give a shit about any of them. And there's no good memorable kill sequences. And even though it's only like 80 minutes long, it still kind of drags in the first act and making you check your watch, and then just rushes right through the kills. And but it's by no means like poorly made. The atmosphere and the visual style of it is still above average and might be worth a watch to some, but I can't really recommend it. I'm kind of just indifferent on it. So when it comes to $5 for an August Moon, I'm just gonna give it 2.5 out of 5. It's fine. So in the beginning of the movie, it makes you think that you're about to watch like a cult film, and I was starting to get worried because I don't like cult movies all that much, and because we get this fake sacrifice kill. It's a fake out. She gets stabbed, and then it's all just a joke. So I was like, oh, thank God, it's not some cult. So this one lady goes out onto the boat to meet like the houseboy, and I thought his name was Jock, like Jacqueus, because that's what the caption said. But then when I looked up the movie on Letterboxd, it doesn't say there's any character with that name. So who the fuck is this guy? I don't know. But she finds this guy dead with a knife in his back, and then just goes back to her husband, who she's cheating on, obviously, and doesn't say anything about it. She just lets everyone else find the dead body and the destroyed boat the next morning. This is yet another Italian horror film where a woman gets slapped by her lover a bunch to make her calm down. Because, back in the day, it was okay to hit your woman if she was acting up. There's a weird scene where this girl, Isabel, I don't know who she's related to exactly, but she's just snooping around, and then she steals like a scarf, and then she hides it on the beach right in front of this guy, Nick, and then he finds it and confronts her about it, and then that's the end of it. Like, what was up with this scene? What was up with the scarf that she was hiding in the sand? Like, what the hell is the point of this scene? And then we see Isabel with a like what looks like a sniper shoot the professor on the beach. And again, another situation where I'm reading the credits, not the credits, the captions, and they're saying some guy's name, Fritz, and I'm like, so that's the professor, right? Professor Fritz. And then I look it up on Letterboxd. There's no character named Fritz. Who the fuck is Fritz? Like, was I watching a different version of this movie on, where was I watching it? YouTube? Different named characters? Like, what is up with these names being wrong? Like, I'm writing down all these names that I'm hearing, and then I'm looking it up on Letterboxd, and these names don't exist. So whoever this professor is, according to Letterboxd, Gary. So not Fritz, Gary. She snipes Gary on the beach and then drags his body away, and then we're led to believe that she dragged his body into the ocean, but that's not the case at all. We find out that she actually shot him with a like dart gun to knock him out, but that was a pretty loud fucking dart gun. When she shot, it sounded like a sniper went off, not a dart gun. So that's a bit of a cheat. And so yeah, and then I love that Trudy, if that's even her name, who the fuck knows. She just drops Nick on his ass. He goes to like slap her, and she grabs his arm and like twists him around and makes him do like a front flip and land on his ass. That was pretty awesome. I wish she had those fighting skills later on, but unfortunately not. So yeah, and then Peg, she's out on the, if that's her name, she's on the balcony. I'm just going to keep saying that because I don't trust what I've written down. Peg, she is the chick that gets shot on the balcony, but how is that even possible when we find out that it was the guy, her lover, whatever his name was, he shot her? Like, how is that even possible? That seems like a cheat. So he shot her, but then was like pretending like he was, just unaware that she was dead out there. He's walking out to the balcony to talk to her, and he sees her dead and freaks out. But then at the end of the movie, we find out that he shot her. But, no, that can't be true. And I love how when he finds her body on the balcony, she is like standing up, leaning over the ledge. Like, your body would just slink to the ground. You wouldn't be balancing yourself up on the ledge like that. So then at this point in the movie, it's just kill, kill, kill. We see that Marie, or AKA Pook, they kept calling her. She's just found tied to a tree, dead, stabbed. And then this other chick, I think her name is Jill, question mark. I even have it written down, question mark, because I don't know. Jill, she's just in the bathtub with her wrist slit. She killed herself, or did she? I don't know. And then there's a message that she wrote on the mirror, but I couldn't read it. It was a little fuzzy, and then I think it was Italian, and there was no subtitles for it, so I'm not sure what she wrote on the mirror. So then Trudy, George, and Jack drank, and then it looks like all three of them were drugged. And then when they wake up, they see that Nick is now dead, hanging in the freezer, so he got killed. So it's just like, kill, 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 they're all dead. And then we find out that Jack is the killer, but he's also working with Trudy. And, he's the one that's been killing everyone, including Peg on the balcony somehow. Did he have a silencer? Like, how did she get shot and no one heard it? But yeah, he's working with Trudy, and he killed everyone except for the professor, because we clearly saw that was Isabel shooting the professor. And, he hid the boat, and then him and his girlfriend, they just shoot each other because they're trying to, backstab each other, trying to betray one another, steal the money for themselves or something, or the formula. And then after they shoot each other, Isabel shows up, and then we get that one last scare from the killer. You think he's dead on the ground, but then he comes back to grab her leg and scare her. It's like Scream. You just gotta shoot him in the head. And so at the end of the movie, we see that Gary was not shot by a sniper. He was just shot with a dart. And this dart had some truth serum in it. And so he ended up telling the police that he murdered his partner and stole the formula from him. He was not the mastermind, the inventor of this thing. He killed his partner and stole the invention for himself and isn't even willing to sell it. The whole movie, he keeps turning down everyone's offer and burning the formula at one point and ripping checks. So I'm not sure why he stole the invention if he's not going to sell it and make money. But whatever. And then he gets sentenced to hang. So I guess that was still a thing in Italy in 1970. If you killed someone, you got sentenced to be hung. And now Isabel is a rich lady. She's a smart cookie. When she found out that there was a killer on the island, she decided to shoot a dart at the professor and make the killers kill each other and, pick off everyone else. And then she just was sneaking around stealing the checks for cash and then went to cash them and got rich. So she lives happily ever after and everyone else is dead. So yeah. What are your thoughts on this weird murder mystery? Let me know in the comments below. Is it your favorite Bava film? Let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here, you can hit this like button and become a subscriber today just by clicking on my cartoon face in about 5 seconds. And remember, it's all an opinion. You don't need to get butthurt about it.